Today we are making a 3D turtle. Let's get started. For the purposes of this tutorial, I have painted the ends of these green and pink. So when I'm talking about the left or the right, I'm just going to use green and pink, so it's easier. I'm left-handed, so I do everything left-handed. If you're right-handed, you could do it a right-handed way. So first, doesn't matter on which side, we are going to put on 4 of our body beads. And on this 4th bead, we're going to take the pink end. We are going to crisscross under this first bead, like so. And we're going to pull both ends. And we're going to line them up. And we're going to make sure this bead goes all the way down. So this is called a raw stitch. And this is the basis for all of this turtle. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to add 3 beads onto the pink side. And on this last bead, we are going to crisscross with the green string, like so. So now you can see we have clearly 2 of these crosses now connected to each other. So we're going to do this 2 more times to make a square. So we're going to add 3 beads onto the green side now. We are going to crisscross onto that first bead, and we're going to pull it tight. So now you can see we've got 2 beads here. All we need to add on here now is actually 2 beads. So I am going to take the green string, and we are going to string into this bead that's really adjacent here. So to connect these 2, and we're going to pull that tight. There we go. So all we got to do now is add 2 beads to the pink side, and then we're going to crisscross on that last bead. That is the base for our body. You can see that there's 2 beads, 3 beads, 2 beads, 3 beads, 2 beads, and that's the pattern that you should have. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our string. I'm taking the pink end, and we're going to tie this off. So the way that we do that is we go underneath this string here, and then we're going to take a part of that pink string and loop it around. So we're just going to tie a knot around one of the strings that we've already used to make this square. So it's important to make sure that you tie this pretty taut. You want it pretty tight, just to make sure that nothing's coming loose and that we get it to all line up the way it's supposed to. And I will do this at least 1 more time, if not 2. So next we are going to do the shell, and we're going to do the shell the exact same way that we just did this body here. The only difference is that instead of putting them stacked on top of each other, it's going to be slightly over 1. So I'm taking the green end. We are going to add on 1 of the shell bead colors, and we are going to go back in to that bead that the string is coming out of. Here we go. And then we're going to go back through the red bead. Here we go. And now we are going to take the pink string, and we are going to go into this red bead. So now both strings should be coming out of the red bead on both sides, like so. So now I'm going to take the pink string, and I'm going to add on 3 shell colored beads. And we're going to go back through the red. I'm going to string into this bead, I'm going to add on 3 shell color beads. We're going to go back up through the bead we just strung through and pull that tight. And you can see that starting to come together. So now I'm going to string into this bead right here, the second top one, again with the pink string. I'm going to add on 3 more shell color beads, and we are going to string back through this bead here. So now we are going to string through all 3 of these beads here that we just added on. Now we're going to string through this top bead here. So all we need to do is add on 2 additional shell beads onto the pink string, and we are going to string into this bead here and down into the bead where the string is currently coming out of. Okay, so now we're going to tie off the red string in the same way we did with the green. We are going to tie these 2 halves together. So we're going to line them up, and what you want is for these 2, see how they're closer together? You want those to line up to these 2 with a gap on this side. So, and it's the same way all around. You've got a gap here, and you've got 2 beads that are close together. A gap, 2 beads that are close together. So we are going to take the green string, and we are going to go in to the green, the 2 greens that are together. We're going to go through the 2 reds that are close together. And we are going to pull that tight, and we're going to do that twice. Now we are going to string into these 2 beads, also with the green string. And we're going to string into these 2 beads right next to it. Now we are going to switch to the pink string. So we're going to string into these 2 red beads and into these 2 green beads, and repeat. Okay, so we're going to string into these 2 red beads, and the last section is right here. So into the last 2 red beads that have not been strung through, and these 2 greens on the bottom. It should look something like this. So now what we need to do is we need to get the green string all the way over here by this. We need to get the green string all the way over here coming out of this side. Okay, so now we need to get the green string on the same side as the pink string. So we're going to string through several of these beads to get all the way over here. So now that you have both strings on the same side, you can see that there is a gap here on the bottom. We're going to actually end up adding a bead there, and that's where the head is going to attach. So my green string is coming out here, so we're going to string into this bead, add a bead, and then string out of the other bead. So we go in first, add a bead, string in first, add a bead, and string into the bead right next to there. And you pull tightly. You can see now there is a bead there. So now we want both strings to be coming out of that same bead. So we're just going to go ahead and string on both sides, and we're going to crisscross onto the bead that we just added. Okay, so we got strings coming out on both sides. We are going to add a bead onto both sides. We're going to add one bead to the pink side, and we're going to crisscross over that. And we're going to pull it tight. So you should get another little cross. So now we're going to add a black bead on each side and a body bead that we can cross over. So it should look like this. So now where we added the neck here, I'm gonna flip this over so the shell's on top. Where we added the bead for the neck, we're gonna crisscross back into that bead. Important to note that you want the beads to flip up where the eyeballs are on top. Yeah. There you go. You can see his little face now, which is awesome. So next, we're going to take our string and we're going to go into this bead. We're going to add a bead and we're going to string down into this bead. So we're going to be adding his little feet on here. There you go, you can see foot number 1. So we're going to string down here, add a bead, and string into this one. Next, on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so once you have all 4 of the feet, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add on the tail. So we take one bead and we crisscross. So now we're going to do the same thing with the final bead. Now what we're going to do is we're going to weave our string into the beads in here, find a place, tie it off, and then you can cut off the excess, and that's going to be it. So I'm going to go down and maybe into the foot area over here to hide the string. And when you're done, it should look something like this. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Please remember to rate and subscribe. You can check out my latest video here, or a playlist or other similar Kandi tutorials. I will see you soon!